We used the small flock of sheep that were unable to go to the solar field, in addition to our 2 goats, to effectively manage our lawn. And the reason that these sheep stayed back from the solar field was because they didn't lamb when everybody else lambed. So now almost every single one of them has had their lambs except for one. And this is just their temporary place of residence until next week. Once school's done, we will probably move most of these animals up to the solar field. We will keep the 2 goats, the 1 sheep that hasn't lambed, and that's probably it. That'll be in this group. So it will be a lot smaller. These guys are moved every couple of days. Right now, I did at one point through the month of May, we had a very crazy, chaotic schedule with me being at State FFA convention, my husband doing baseball, both my kids in Little League baseball, all running on different schedules. So we did have a big pen with like 3 of these panels of Electronet set up, and they stayed there for a few weeks. But now we are to the point where we are rotating them around the lawn wherever needs to be mowed next. They do not keep it as neatly as obviously mowed grass, but my husband will come through and just trim it up a little bit once they get done around here. We did have them next to the cow barn in an area that's not really easily mowed. Unfortunately, I have a pear tree down there, so they couldn't have free access to everything, but they did do a good job, and I'll show you that right now. This area right here is the external side of the cow barn, and this grass was very long when I moved them here a couple of days ago, and you can see that they've really trimmed it down nicely. The day that I moved them here, we had actually gotten a deluge of rain. I'll put the picture here of what I called Farm Lake, and you can see that it's dried up a lot, but this area here was all covered in water. In addition to this area, the water came up underneath the fence. So the big thing was making sure that the water didn't touch the hot wire. I knew that that water, once it was given more time, would go down. We got 2.5 inches in a relatively short period of time. There was a tornado about 10 miles from here. You can see that there are some patchy spots. I don't know why they didn't eat this here. There's actually clover in this little area. I'm surprised the goats didn't hammer on that. But obviously, you know, the gates got knocked over. They knocked over the chairs and stuff. But they did get to pretty much all grass that was in their pen. The biggest thing for this type of management is ensuring that the hot wire is hooked up and that it is in fact hot, especially since they are right next to my apple tree. If this fence is turned off for any amount of time, those goats are going to start to go after that apple tree, and it irritates me to no end because I love that apple tree. It was my first Mother's Day gift, so when the goats get out and they start eating it, I get a little upset.